Punxsutawney Phil, that pesky groundhog, says there's 6 more weeks of winter. But what if I told you for sports fans, they don't care because pitchers and catchers are reporting and baseball season is upon us. So what changes can fans expect to see to baseball this year at the major and minor league levels? And right here in our backyard, what can we expect from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs? We're joined by Sam Jelinek, the radio announcer for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, to talk about all that and more. That's all coming up right here, right now. I'm Sam Chen, and this is Face the Issues. Good evening and welcome to Face the Issues. I'm Sam Chen. The groundhog may have said that there's 6 more weeks of winter, but baseball fans are rejoicing because pitchers and catchers are reporting spring training is around the corner and baseball season is here, regardless of whether there's snow on the ground. So what changes can we expect to see this season? Baseball fans know that the last few seasons, major changes have come to both the majors and minor leagues. Is it more of the same this season? What can we expect? I'm joined today by the radio announcer for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, the Philadelphia Phillies AAA affiliate, Sam Jelinek. Sam, welcome back to Face the Issues.
Thanks for having me back. Happy to be here.
It's great to have you, and I appreciate you coming and doing this baseball preview for us every year. Let's get right into it. Last few seasons, tons of changes, and kind of big ones, like ones that really kind of shifted the game, like pitch clocks and how many trips to the mound and banning the shift. There are some tweaks coming this year, but it doesn't seem like they're as intense as before. Can you walk us through some of these changes that are coming and what baseball fans can expect is going to be different about the game this year?
Yeah, so like you said, it's really a lot of tweaks that are coming. I think what Major League Baseball has seen is that they've kind of got enough information from the past couple of years, enough data, so to speak, to say, okay, we like the rule changes, we like what they've been able to produce, but we just need to fine-tune it a little bit so that we have the right wording in the rule book and the right kind of consequences, so to speak, of should you infringe on those rules. So the one that you had mentioned before, the shift, obviously you can't have more than 2 infielders on either side of second base at this point. Change for this year is going to be that, well, in years past, if you were found to have infringed on that, if you had a fielder too far askew of one bag, the punishment was that a ball or a strike would be levied onto the hitter, depending on who was doing the infraction. They found that teams were viewing that punishment as too light, so so they would be like, okay, you know, if it ends up being a ball, so be it. It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball doesn't want it to be a risk analysis decision. They want it to be, don't do it. Okay. So the change is now, if you do that instead, the runner or the hitter is awarded first base.
So
or
it's an automatic walk?
Basically, yes.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think. They explained it to us. I think the official scoring of it is, I think maybe you give an error to whoever the fielder was that ended up crossing the line. But basically, Major League Baseball wanted to change that because they're like, teams were willing to be like, we can push the issue a little bit, and if nobody catches us, the punishment isn't really that bad to be able to potentially steal an out versus, well, if you do this now, you're giving up a base run.
Yeah.
That's a lot versus just having a ball. And then the other one that's coming this year, which is one that very few people know about, and this is again something where Major League teams, they're looking at every single edge and advantage that they can find to be able to, how can we just be 1% better? And that's that essentially to end an inning or to avoid an inning ending, if there's a forced play at a bag, the runner, say going from first to second, instead of sliding, if they just run straight through the bag, instead of sliding, they're gonna get there quicker. So teams have started to do that more often to beat the throw. Major League Baseball's like, yeah, that's not really in the spirit of the game. So what they want to do now is, should you go through the bag like that, but not return to the base quickly enough or go too far, you can be ruled out. So it's a very slight change in the way that then affects the scoring. Should a runner go past the bag, and that allows, say, a runner from third to come home and score, that's no longer the case.
Okay. Let's break this down a little bit. I want to start with the shifting rule. So growing up, you and I both grew up watching baseball. We would see the shift where you would look and you would have 2 players on one side of second base. So usually, right, you've got your first and third baseman at the bases, and then you've got second and short in between. but now they're both on one side of the other. What was the reason teams were shifting in the first place?
Yeah, so the very simple reason is when you look at the numbers as far as right-handed or left-handed hitters, depending on who's at the plate, more often than not, they pull the baseball. You know, most guys, it's greater than 50%. And teams, to align their defense in the most optimal way possible, said, we'll leave one part of the field completely open, knowing that maybe he'll hit it there 5% of the time. To put an extra fielder, say for a left-handed hitter, we'll put, you know, our third baseman right behind second base. We'll put the shortstop in shallow right center, and we'll put the second baseman towards the right field line. So that you have all that ground covered and say, fine, if they want to hit it the other way, we don't really care that much. But what that did was that took away a lot of balls that would have been hits. That had typically always been hits that, you know, are hit absolutely right on the nose, and Major League Baseball wanted to bring that back. And in order to do that, they said, you only have two guys on each side of second base, just like how our forefathers did it.
And to your point, so they're changing this, they're making this rule more intense now.
Correct.
Because I mean, teams are just eating it because they're like, well, look, if we got two strikes and no balls, we'll eat the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And the part of this rule that it's actually simplistic, but it's complex in the way that you're actually assessing it, is that there's nobody truly watching whether or not the fielder is beyond the wrong side of the bag. That's on the umpire to notice, but it's essentially an imaginary line. There's no line painted on the field that tells you, oh, he's over the line. It's at the umpire's discretion. So teams just kept on telling their fielder, hey, just nudge another inch, another foot or two, see if he notices. Or to me, the best example of it is when you start that fielder, he's right up the middle, right behind second where he needs to be. Pitcher starts coming home. He'll shuffle a couple steps to his left. He'll see, okay, maybe
pitcher's already in motion.
Maybe nobody's watching.
Yeah.
And then you end up being able to steal an out.
Will we see, and you probably don't have the answer to this, but will we see on TV what we see with NFL games where they're going to put a yellow line on the line of scrimmage and we can see if they're going to cross it?
I don't think we'll see that on like the live play action. I would be curious if teams start doing, like having that in the replay jar, so to speak, just in case they got to look at that later. But so few teams call it out, and I think it's just because it's such a new rule that not enough people are really looking for it. But I think now that you can literally steal first base because of that, it might be something that's worthwhile to have somebody just keep an eye on, just in case.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be backlash? I mean, what do teams think of this?
Most of the teams are like, yeah, we understand it. The shifting rule has been around long enough, and the people are used to it. But also, the punishment itself was very light. To have just a ball assessed onto the count, unless it's a 3-ball count, it's not going to put a runner on base. And it could save you from a potentially sticky situation where, you know, you'd rather have that happen as far as just eating the ball and having that assessed to you than putting somebody at first. So they had to make the punishment much heavier because, as we have seen in baseball, every single player, every single organization is looking for how can we, to the best of our ability, negotiate the rule book to get the most out of it.
And then the second rule tweak you talked about, I mean, this is a very minor tweak, right? I mean, I understand the spirit of you're trying to get to the base, but I mean, isn't part of it just you get to the base as fast as you can? So is it as long as you run past it, you're out?
No.
Or do we know what the distance is afterward, or is that up to the discretion of the ump?
So it's kind of up to the discretion of the ump, but the main part of it is that should you run through the base like that, typically in that scenario, say you run past that base, the force play is now over. Which means that should a runner from third come home and score, that run counts. As opposed to if you get beat at the force at second and that runner from third crosses home, well, the force play ended the inning, run doesn't count. So teams were trying to run through the bag in order to make sure that run scored. Major League Baseball's like, I don't know if that's really how we want that to be playing out, to trade that out like that for a run. Do I agree with that? Not necessarily. I think, to me, that's gamesmanship. To me, that's you're making a calculated decision, a calculated risk of I would rather run through the bag to be safe there, but then potentially out in the seconds to come and allow that run to score. To me, if teams want to take that risk, they can. Major League Baseball, I don't think they like the optics of it. It just kind of, it looks weird. It's hard for the lay person, the lay fan to understand what just happened.
Yeah.
So they want to make that far easier that if the person runs through the base like that, it's still technically a force out.
Yeah. And so this is, like, let me ask you this, because this is a question I think some people have, like, with sports, not just baseball, right? So much of it is strategy. I mean, this is head coaching. This is, it's not just drafting the best players. It's figuring out how to put your team together. It's figuring out the strategic side of it. And a lot of these rules seem to, over the years, seem to cut into that. So whether it's this or the shift or, you know, the rule about once you start pitching, you got to face 3 batters or close the inning. So this is the takes away the whole lefty-lefty rule. Is there an argument here that Major League Baseball is starting to decrease the amount of strategy going in for these managers and these coaches?
I think there is. Like you said, it takes away a lot of the key decisions that otherwise they'd be having to make. Major League Baseball views it as, we want this game to be as appealing and as understandable to a fan who just happens to be flipping through the channel, that they can pick up the game and understand what's going on, versus having to wonder why, you know, in the old days, watch a playoff game, it's pitching change after pitching change after pitching change. Now they're just trying to tweak the game for essentially optimal viewing, is the way that I like to think about it. That unfortunately for a lot of us who are like very hardcore baseball fans, that's not who Major League Baseball is trying to tailor to. Because they know no matter what Major League Baseball does, they're never going to lose me. I'm going to be a fan until the day I die. But for the fan who's just getting into it, they want to make sure they've got them hook, line, and sinker from the first pitch that they see.
So it's kind of like when, you know, Verizon Wireless only offers deals to new customers, and the loyal ones get nothing.
That's a very good comparison. Major League Baseball knows that the hardcore fan, that it's going to be really hard to scare us away from the game. Now, are they, in some fans' eyes, maybe towing that line a little bit of pushing them away? Perhaps. But Major League Baseball views that as a risk to be had, because you're trying to compete against basketball and football, where the NFL, for the most part, outside of the penalties, you can watch a game and understand what's going on.
So, you can tell Verizon Wireless doesn't sponsor us. So, Sam, we're going to go to the break. When we come back, I want to talk about the Iron Pigs and what fans can expect coming in to Coca-Cola Park this season. So, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Watch Lighthouse TV wherever you go. Available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. You can view our in-house studio productions on demand, or watch what's on the station right now with our 24/7 live stream. Search Lighthouse TV online on your streaming device, or go to our website for more information. Visit lighthousetv.org to stay connected. There you can find out what's currently on the air and coming up, how to watch in your area on cable, satellite, broadcast, or streaming devices. Watch past programs or our live stream. Follow us on social media and learn more about the station, our hosts, and our programming. Lighthouse TV, positively different.
Welcome back to Face the Issues. Sam, thanks again for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Let's chat about your team. Right? Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, again, Philadelphia Phillies, AAA affiliate. And let's start with opening day. We said to start pitchers and catchers reporting and then spring training. When is opening day for Major League and Minor League? Is it the same time, or when can fans expect to see their teams back in action?
So off the top of my head, I think Major League opening day is still one day prior to us. That's how it's typically been the past couple of years. So that's it depends on the team, but March 27th or March 28th. We open up for the Iron Pigs on March 28th right here at home at Coca-Cola Park against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders.
Rivalry game right
exactly,
from the top.
right from the get-go. Get the blood boiling straight away. So we open at home. We're home that entire weekend, 28th, 29th, 30th, and that kicks off our season. Actually, I now realize I misspoke, because the Monday is April 1st, and we actually open on the 29th.
Okay.
March 29th.
Okay. When do we know who went with the team rosters? Again, I mean, like, obviously spring training, a lot of the Iron Pigs guys are up with the Phillies during spring training. They're finalizing their rosters. When do the Iron Pigs know who is going to be in Allentown I mean, give it, all AAA teams are going through this, right? Like and AA teams, when do they know who's going to be in town for at least the start of their season?
So the exciting thing is not player related. We actually announced our coaching staff today, so that's fun.
Okay.
So we found out our coaching staff. Anthony Contreras is going to be back to manage for a 4th consecutive year. He's got a shot to become our all-time winningest manager, so that'll be a lot of fun. But on the player,
just 4 years.
Just 4 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it says a lot about the Iron Pigs' history of. Well, not a lot of winning baseball. But AC's been awesome. He's racked up a lot of wins. On the player side of things, though, we typically get an idea that Sunday before the team reports. That'll be bad with calendars in my head, but that Sunday, I think that's the 22nd, prior to the opening day. Prior to opening week, that's when we'll get our preliminary roster, and we'll typically announce that Monday morning or Tuesday morning. That's when we will have in hard copy who we know is going to open with us. Will we have better ideas as we get through March? Absolutely. Like you said, a lot of the guys who will end up with the Iron Pigs are currently in Major League camp with the Phillies. As spring goes on, a couple of those guys will be options. Guys, I would say more likely than not, Mick Abel and Seth Johnson, maybe Matt Kroon as well. They'll end up back with us. So it's about a month and a half to this point that we'll be able to know firmly who our roster is.
Yeah. Let's talk about 2025 schedule for the Iron Pigs. Every year you all have certain promotions. You've got new jerseys, all these fun things. What can fans expect to see from the Iron Pigs this season?
They can expect some of our tried and true classics and favorites that they've come to know as far as our promotions. So we haven't announced yet what the jersey concepts will be, but I know what they are. Don't worry. As far as we are running back our salute to Lehigh Valley, our salute to Philly. We have our City Series coming up as well. For this year, we've already covered Allentown and Bethlehem. Easton will be the city that we spotlight this year as well. And we have a couple of mystery jerseys, called mystery identities, that we have on tap. A ton of awesome giveaways this year. Fireworks every Friday, as we do every single season. It's really shaping up to be another great promotional year where we're going to have so much new stuff. We announced this back in 2024, I think it was November. We got new Friday jerseys. Those are the Friday faux-backs, the cream colors. They're really, really fresh. I love them. They're going to look great once we trot them out for the first time. So yeah, it's shaping up to be another great year.
One of the fan favorites, like we get asked all the time, Bark in the Park, I think, is it, right? Is that happening?
Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Bark in the Park. We can guarantee it for you. That's always one of my favorite promotions. I've got a dog. Finn comes out every now and again.
Awesome.
Thankfully not up in the broadcast booth.
I was going to ask, any chance he can announce games?
He's more than loud enough for it.
Fair enough. And what changes can be expected? Let me start with this. A few years ago, we talked about this. I think last time you were here, there was some concern that the Iron Pigs were going to have to, or the Phillies were going to have to dispatch the Iron Pigs. Major League Baseball rules and requirements about construction on stadiums and bringing it up to speed. The Lehigh Valley eventually allocates that money. All that done, Iron Pigs, like they're here to stay. All that part's done.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's completely done. We've done enough work that we feel we're in a very good place. There will be some small things, some boxes to check as we get closer to 2030. That's the end of the 10-year, what's called the player development license that we were granted by Major League Baseball to work with the Phillies here. Getting everything that we got done, the new clubhouse and weight room and all that other player-facing stuff that we did a couple of years ago that wrapped up prior to the 2023 season, that was the first big hurdle to clear. And getting all that done as quickly and as early as we did saved us a lot of headache down the road. Because now we can show Major League Baseball we have really made a ton of progress here. Like I said, there's some small things that we'll need to address as we get closer to 2030, but we are in a perfectly good place.
Good. Changes? Are there changes that to this, like vendors and things like that fans can look forward to?
As far as vendors, we're bringing back all the old favorites. We were really excited last year that we were able to get Rita's in-house. That was a super popular stand, I know. Obviously, we still got Aw Shucks. We've still got Soft Pretzel. We still got Jandal. So all those fan favorites will be back. We're still working on the final details of what our new food menu will be. We'll always refresh and have some minor tweaks and different ideas and concepts and see how crazy and outlandish we can get. We'll have a couple of those. I know Tacos and Tall Boys is coming back. That's a great Thursday promotion. That's one of my favorites, even though I can't partake. It's fun seeing it's fun seeing the people partake. But that's a favorite that I know when we introduced it last year ended up being a real hit.
Let's talk about playoffs. This question comes up because I think people are familiar with how Major League Baseball does playoffs. They changed it a bit recently, and they have that play-in and all that. But they're pretty familiar. You win your division, and then there's these wild card slots. The Iron Pigs have had fairly good seasons and good runs, and then not made the playoffs. and at least people go, well, why? What happens? And I know some of it has to do with the Phillies doing well and pulling players. And so let's start there. Why is it that if the Phillies are making a playoff run, you see the Iron Pigs seemingly drop off?
So last year was actually a perfect example of this. Iron Pigs, to start the second half of the season, for those who don't know, the International League is split into two halves. You can either win the first half or the second half, and that gets you entrance into the playoffs. Second half of the season, Iron Pigs were in first place first week of August. Phillies were in their postseason push. Phillies go through a ton of injuries. They called up some of our key contributors: Weston Wilson, Cal Stevenson, Max Lazar, Michael Mercado, Tyler Phillips, Buddy Kennedy, Cody Clemens.
A lot of them.
That's a lot of names. The ensuing 2 weeks, we lose 13 of 15, and we just drop out of the playoff picture. And that was really disheartening. However, during those 2 weeks when all those guys I named were up in the majors, they had key contributing moments to the Phillies ultimately winning the NL East title. And you look at that, that's the ultimate name of the game. That's the Iron Pigs. I always say it every year. Iron Pigs could go 0-162, but as long as the Phillies keep on winning because they've got guys from us that are ready to contribute when they need to, that's ultimately what matters.
That's why they call it the farm system.
Exactly. So that's one thing that you just brace yourself for.
Yeah.
And every year can be variable. You can have a very good Major League team, but still a good AAA team if that Major League team stays healthy and they don't need the reinforcements. And there were stretches of the year where that happened to us. And that's what happened leading up to when they tanked at the beginning of August, was we had a lot of great players who were forced to be with us. But then all of a sudden the spots in the majors open up, they go up, and you shake their hand and you say good luck, and we hope whenever you're back, it'll be good, but go have some fun.
And that's the dream for them, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's what they're playing for.
And I give so much credit to every player in the Iron Pigs clubhouse, is that they have a great attitude that while they're in the Lehigh Valley, they're like, if I'm here, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm not going to slouch. I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to pout. I'm here. Let's go have fun. Let's go win some baseball games. And then when they go up to the majors, it's just icing on the cake.
Yeah. And it's vice versa too, right? I mean, when Major League players get hurt and they come back to rehab, I mean, there's a boom for these AA, AAA teams.
Yeah, and that's a lot of fun for all of us. We got lucky the past couple of years. 2022 was the prime example. Bryce Harper coming through town. That was the biggest weekend crowds we have seen basically ever. Even in 23, Brandon Marsh, we had Alec Boehm rehab with us last year, Taijuan Walker, Spencer Turnbull. So that's a huge plus for us. Do we ever wish for it to happen? Obviously not. That's kind of the downside of, is you can't really plan for it, and nor do you ever want to say out loud that, man, I really hope we get a big rehabber this year, because you don't want to wish ill upon someone.
Right. So, well, then let me ask you about like the actual playoff structure then. So you just mentioned there's two halves, and you have to be first place in one of the halves to make it to the playoffs.
Correct.
What if the same team's first place in both halves?
So if the same team is in first place in both halves, the team that finishes in second place in the second half.
Okay.
Gets to go as the second half champion, so to call it.
So then they play.
Correct. A best of three series.
Okay. And then is that the champion, or what happens from there?
Yeah, so that best of three series is the first round of the playoffs, and that crowns your International League champion.
Okay.
International League champion will then play the winner of the other AAA league, the Pacific Coast League, in the AAA National Championship, which takes place out in Las Vegas. That's just one game.
Whoa.
For all the marbles, just like how Vegas wants it.
Not a series.
Not a series, one game.
Baseball is the one sport where one game could swing either way.
Correct. But the problem for minor league baseball becomes, even with just, that doesn't sound like a lot, as far as 3 games and then a one-game championship. Our season ends about 2 weeks prior to the end of the Major League season.
Okay.
So we end on a Sunday. You have a Monday travel day. Tuesday's game 1 of the league championship series.
Okay.
You play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday off day to travel out to the AAA National Championship, and then you play the National Championship that Saturday.
Got it.
you add any more games or any more travel, all of a sudden you're starting to push towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And that's just getting too long. Guys want to go home. Even major league teams, at the end of the day, they care the most about development.
Sure.
And those championships and those extra games aren't really pivotal to that.
Got it.
So they see it as, if we can get our guys some rest,
Better.
almost better.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that. Thanks for breaking that down for us, Sam.
Yeah, no, it's very complex.
Yeah, it really is.
Unfortunately.
It really is. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Face the Issues is produced and recorded in the studios of Lighthouse TV. Positively different. Watch Lighthouse TV wherever you go. Available on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. You can view our in-house studio productions on demand, or watch what's on the station right now with our 24/7 live stream. Search Lighthouse TV online on your streaming device, or go to our website lighthousetv.org for more information. Lighthouse TV. Positively different.
Welcome back to Face the Issues. Sam, thanks again for joining us. And
Hey,
we're
thanks for having
excited about this baseball season coming up. I want to ask you something I think a lot of young kids who might see this would ask. You've got a pretty cool job. I mean, you get to announce for a professional baseball team. And for you, it's actually the team that you've been a fan of growing up.
Yeah.
Because you grew up in the Philadelphia region, the greater Philadelphia region. So how did you get into this job?
Yeah, so for me, like you said, I grew up around here. I grew up listening to Phillies games on the radio, and that was a big part of my life. Just as a Phillies fan, I loved listening every night, and I was like, those guys have the coolest job. And I always had it in the back of my head, like that'd be something cool to do. But I grew up playing baseball as well. That's what I wanted to do first. Those who can't play, well, you find a way to stay around the game. And I went to school at Syracuse University, great broadcasting program. And from there, I've just, written emails upon emails to any team that I can, being like, hey, will you pay me some money to call a baseball game? And thankfully enough of them have said yes. So that's kind of how it worked out for me, where, at first it was just the love of the game.
Yeah.
Now it's honestly the love of the craft.
Okay.
Once you learn what it takes to broadcast a baseball game, because it's one of those professions and things that everybody thinks, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could sit and talk about baseball. But then you're on air with a mic in front of you for 3 hours, and you're like, how do I get through this? How do I know what I'm going to say next? So facing that challenge, every game is kind of like a puzzle, and you get to piece it together with a bunch of different stuff from your toolkit. And to me, that's been the most fascinating and rewarding part of it.
Yeah, real quick, just to close out, what's been the moment in your career that's brought you the most joy?
At the end of our season this past year, Derek Hall's walk-off grand slam to end the season. It was storybook, and the beginning of the season was a grand slam to walk it off. Final game of the year was a walk-off grand slam, and for D Hall, our franchise leader in homers, it was this final game with us. It was just a very emotional, euphoric, just perfect Hollywood-esque moment.
You can't script that any better.
No, you can't.
Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck this season.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. That is our show for this evening. I want to thank Sam Jelinek from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs for joining us. I want to thank each of you for tuning in, and we hope to see you again right back here next week. Until then, my name is Sam Chen. On behalf of all of us here at Face the Issues, thank you. Good night.